Hey everybody, welcome to the brand new edition of the J&J Toy Giants YouTube channel Toy Unboxing. I am your host JD. We've got a fun-filled video of figures we're going to be unboxing today, a lot of good ones, and for those of you that have actually joined us for the very first time, welcome, and we thank you that you're taking your time out to watch us. Be sure to check out all of our playlists for all different kinds of videos that we've done through the past and we'll be continuing to be doing in the future. Of course, we do everything from Funko Pop reviews, toy unboxings, toy hunts, everything you could imagine. And of course, some little about Twitch. We're also on Twitch as well. But let's get to it, to the toy unboxing that we're going to be doing today. Check out what we got coming up next. All right, so we're going to be starting off with one half of the Outsiders. We all used to know him as Razor Ramon, but his real name is Scott Hall, part of the NWO. As you remember, we already unboxed Hulk Hogan, part of the NWO, or the leader of the NWO. And this is part of the Series 2. I've already unboxed Ultimate Warrior. Be sure to check out that exclusive video that I did for the Ultimate Warrior toy unboxing. But we're also going to be going over the one, the only, standing at 7 foot tall, Series 2, part of also the NWO, Big Sexy, Kevin Nash, also part of the NWO, and also another half of the Outsiders tag teams is from WCW. And of course, the only thing we're missing right now, or the only person we're missing, is Shawn Michaels. So without further ado, let's get to, like we always do with these toy unboxings, we're gonna let them breathe.
Hey, yo.
All right, so the very first one we're gonna go over today from Series 2 WWE Superstars line is gonna be Scott Hall, and part of the NWO. And as you can see, has his soft goods. I'm gonna leave that on. Also comes with some sunglasses, and they actually have like a little protective, like little plastic to keep them on, because for just the action figures alone, if they have really like small things such as glasses and stuff like that, it's really hard to keep them, on. I actually have a lot of my WWE elites in the ring right now that are missing their glasses because they're on the floor, and it's kind of like a hassle just to take all the guys out of there to pick up the glasses to put them back on when I know they're probably just going to fall again, so I'm just going to leave them there. But going back to what I was saying, this is the NWO Scott Hall from the original NWO, not Wolfpack, even though he does have the Wolfpack colors red and black. When he started wrestling at WCW back in 1996, this is pretty much what he was wearing, which is the red and black. And once they formed the NWO, black and white, he did also have a stint in the Wolfpack. These also come with some extra hands, as you can see, a little baggy here. He did have just a regular C-grip hand on his right hand, but I wanted to put the Too Sweet, the Wolfpack, Too Sweet hand. I mean, if you're not putting these hands, the Too Sweet hands, on Scott Hall or Kevin Nash or any NWO or Click figure, then what are you doing there? But he does come with the WCW Championship belt because he was a tag team champion in WCW on numerous occasions. The original time that he was tag team champions was with Kevin Nash when the NWO first got together. So there's really not much you can say about this particular figure. They all have the same type of body type. Some of them may be a little bit more not accurate, in which I'll go into detail specifically about the Series 3 with $1 Million Man. But these are basically the same type of body types that they had in the Masters of the WWE Universe. All basically like a AWA Remco type body. In the 80s, they used to all have kind of like muscular definition just to make them look really badass. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely just going to keep it as is. I'm not going to take off the actual t-shirt. Now, sometimes, depending on where you're storing your figures, I believe the Majoristic Figure podcast have made reference to this on a numerous occasions. Sometimes, where if you have, especially if you're in a hot area, Like if these are put in storage and they're already loose, they get kind of like a disease where like the coloring of the soft goods will bleed onto the figure and it kind of messes it up. But so far I haven't seen that on my Elites or any of these WWE superstars line that have the soft goods. It may have been just with the specific type of plastic that they use for the WWE Classic Superstars line. So that may be the reason why they bleed like that. Who knows, But yeah. So he does come also with a spray can. Now, for those, again, if you're not very well versed in professional wrestling, specifically with the WCW and NWO, when they first got onto the scene, they used to spray paint the wrestlers when they beat them up. Or they most recently, or the most notable, they would spray paint the production trucks whenever they were come to town. But namely the wrestlers, whenever they beat them up, they would spray the NWO. And so that's actually a pretty cool kind of thing to have. That I wouldn't even thought to do that if I was making these figures. But I mean, the articulation is kind of tight on these. They had been in the packages for a while. I should actually start off by saying that I was actually looking for these forever. If you actually haven't seen any of our earlier toy hunts, like from the last, maybe the last 7 months or so, definitely in 2022 for sure. I have been trying to search for Series 2 for the longest time. I felt that I would never find them at all because they would never get into the actual stores, like Target. Well, these are a Walmart exclusive, but with Walmart, even some of the Legends line with Target, you never find them. They never come in. But, they always say that the reason because of that is, that's right, distribution problem. So I'm actually really grateful, I should say, that I actually got these when I did. And I'm only missing for Series 2 because I already did the Ultimate Warrior that was part of this series as well. Check that out. I actually did. It was a TikTok exclusive, so check that out. I'll leave a link right here. You can click right here to go to that particular toy unboxings. But I'm only missing Shawn Michaels out of Series 2. So I have the NWO, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. But I actually like this figure, and I'm glad that they actually kept the slick back hair and not the long hair. Like if you saw the unboxing that I did for the Scott Hall, where his hair was kind of long, but he had the bandana on when he was in the Wolfpack soft goods. So I actually am just really glad that I have these, and I'm excited to actually display these into the ring. I'm actually going to need another ring because none of the newer series with Typhoon, who else is in there? I know Typhoon, Tugboat, or actually they're the same figure, but the newer series that it's actually coming out with The Rock, Tugboat, Typhoon. So Typhoon, The Rock, Mr. T, and the Macho Man Randy Savage, which is a really broad range of superstars because they're the Mr. T and the Macho Man that they're depicting. The Macho Man that is on the Series 4 is the 80s Macho Man, and then Typhoon was in the 90s, part of the New Generation, and then The Rock, which was part of the Attitude era. So you had the 80s era, the New Generation era with one of them, and then Attitude era. But I haven't seen them in the stores as of yet, so probably going to be the same situation with these, where it's going to take a long time for us to be able to get those. I'm not even trying to do pre-orders because I know every time I try to pre-order from Walmart, it keeps getting canceled, which is kind of like the reason why I hate pre-ordering in the first place, because you never know, because of the distribution problems, whether or not it's going to get canceled. I know a lot of collectors have that particular issue with other pre-orders, so they could kind of understand my pain. But let's go to the next one. It's a really great figure, and let's get to Kevin Nash.
How about the comments by Hogan and Rodman about Sting? Now, who are they trying to fool about that?
They seem to like to change history, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do.
That is right, my friends. The next one we're going to be going over is Kevin Nash, also part of the NWO, Big Sexy. Also comes with the two sweet hands and some sunglasses. This is not a soft goods shirt. It's basically a rubbery, but he does have soft goods pants here, which it's kind of odd. Why wouldn't they have both soft goods on both? But be that as it may, he doesn't come with a spray can like Scott Hall did, but does come with the belt, glasses, and the two sweet hands. Tattoo is pretty good for what he had at the time when he was wrestling in WCW. One thing for sure that for wrestling fans, they will agree on this, is that with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, when they left the WWE, they basically, along with Hulk Hogan, revolutionized how wrestlers get paid. Because, a lot of times, specifically in the WWE, I didn't know whether or not TNA did this, or now Impact Wrestling, but and even in the olden days, like in Jim Crockett, they didn't have guaranteed contracts. And so when the outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall came in first, and then Kevin Nash came in last. They were the ones to revolutionize getting guaranteed contracts. And before, it's like you get a certain amount of days. You're contracted to wrestle a certain amount of days. If you don't fulfill those days, you don't get paid. You would get some merch money, but these guys actually were the ones to kind of revolutionize and break down the barriers of, like, no, you will get a guaranteed contract, and you get to wrestle fewer days, and you get a huge chunks of your merch. And that's how these guys made a lot of money. But and it's cool because it wouldn't be like it is today, where now everyone gets guaranteed contracts. Everyone gets merch percentages off of their merch. And if you're selling a lot of T-shirts, like Stone Cold, The Rock, NWO, those are the guys that were making bank as far as like their DX for a little bit when Shawn Michaels was in DX. Even past the Shawn Michaels era with the DX, they were selling a lot of shirts. NWO, Stone Cold was actually the biggest one. He sold a lot of merch. The Rock did as well. But the same thing, because these guys were in the packages for a while. The joints are a little tight. Articulation, just like Scott Hall, is articulated in the knees, the feet. You can turn his wrist, and you can curl up on the elbow. So these actually have pinless joints. This is a C-grip hand that he has, and I switched out the other C-grip hand for the Too Sweet. But I definitely love these figures. I was so stoked when I was actually able to find them. And like I said, I'm still looking for the Shawn Michaels. I have not seen the Shawn Michaels in Walmart at all. So if you guys have Shawn Michaels for sale, just get at me. I'll take it either mock or Lucy, doesn't matter to me. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the toy unboxing. We'll be with you in a moment. All right, and that does it for this edition of the J&J Toy Giants YouTube channel Toy Unboxing. Again, I'm your host, JD. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you are notified when any new video comes out with J&J Toy Giants. We got a lot of stuff coming out in the near future. And thank you so very much. Keep on cruising. We'll see you next time.